IsReal News. This is the morning briefing for Sunday, March 15th. Air raid sirens sounded across Israel after barrages from Iran and Lebanon within a span of roughly 2 hours. Reports indicate at least 7 impact or debris sites, with strikes affecting central Israel, the Shomron, the coastal plain, and the north. Earlier in Haifa, a 12-year-old boy was seriously wounded and another person was moderately injured at 2 impact sites. This comes as Israel faces sustained cross-border fire on multiple fronts. Additional launches were reported from Lebanon toward Nahariya, Akko, and the Krayot, while Iranian fire continued toward central Israel. The Home Front Command has expanded its early warning system from 4 alert zones to 21. Authorities are responding as the threat environment grows more fragmented and geographically broad. The Israel Defense Forces say Iran also attempted several days ago to down an Israeli fighter jet during an Air Force strike. The military says the attempt failed and the mission was completed successfully. This occurs amid repeated efforts by Iran to challenge Israeli air operations over its territory. The IDF says it struck more than 200 Iranian military and regime-linked sites over the past day in western and central Iran. According to the military, the targets included ballistic missile launchers, some loaded and ready to fire, along with air defense systems and weapons storage and launch sites. The development follows nearly 400 Israeli strike sorties since the start of Operation Lion's Roar. Israeli officials say 2 senior intelligence figures in Iran's Qatam al-Anbiya Emergency Command were killed in a targeted strike in Tehran. The military says the 2 had recently taken over after the previous intelligence chief was killed in the opening phase of the operation. This comes as Israel continues targeting command and control structures inside Iran. The IDF says there is currently no shortage of interceptors, pushing back on earlier outside reporting. Military spokesperson Brigadier General Effie Defrin told CNN that Israel has thousands of targets remaining in Iran and is planning operations at least through Passover, roughly 3 weeks away. The move reflects Israeli preparations for a longer campaign rather than a short exchange. On the diplomatic track, Reuters reports that President Donald Trump rejected efforts by Arab states to open immediate negotiations aimed at ending the war. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said Tehran has not asked the United States for a ceasefire and is prepared to continue defending itself. This occurs as mediation efforts appear stalled and both sides signal they are prepared for a prolonged confrontation. Trump also said allies should send warships to secure the Strait of Hormuz and threatened further strikes on Iran's Kharg Island oil export hub. The development follows attacks on Gulf civilian infrastructure and rising concern over shipping and energy security in the region. In Lebanon, the health ministry says 826 people have been killed and more than 2,000 wounded since the fighting began. Israeli strikes were also reported in southern Lebanon. This comes as Hezbollah fire continues alongside the broader war with Iran. Israeli officials say one of the brothers of the man accused in the attempted synagogue attack in Michigan was a Hezbollah commander recently killed in Lebanon. According to the IDF, the brother served in a Hezbollah unit responsible for operating weapons and launching rockets toward Israeli civilians. Authorities are responding as security concerns around Jewish institutions extend beyond the immediate war zone. And in Europe, Dutch officials say explosive devices were set off at 2 Jewish institutions in 2 days, a Jewish school in Amsterdam and a synagogue in Rotterdam. No injuries were reported, and police have increased security at Jewish sites. This takes place amid heightened fears of retaliatory anti-Semitic attacks tied to the regional conflict. Those are the latest headlines from IsReal News.